It was a week before Christmas, and there was about 5 feet of snow on the ground. Harry had woken up thanks to a nightmare around 5, saw the snow and acted accordingly. He started making snow forts and arming them with frosty ammunition. In an effort to help those victimized by the toad forget about it all, Harry was making large snow forts. 4 of them. One for each house. When the children woke up that morning and saw the massive snow forts, they did what any child would do around snow. A massive snow war. Loki was called in early on by the Gryffindors who were being slaughtered by the Puffs, to their horror. Even the twins were unable to stand Hufflepuff's assault. Though Loki did squawk when Harry dumped a large amount of snow down his back. His cackling didn't help matters either. Harry had only a few days before he went to visit Sirius for Christmas, and he was feeling good. That lasted up until the day they were to leave for the holidays when he saw a message from someone in America. It took him exactly 6 seconds to realize it was from Dean Winchester. The name almost threw him off, and another 2 to realize what he was asking for. Sam was missing, and had been for 4 days. Dean had only recently cracked the password, and was begging Monkey for help locating his brother. Harry honestly liked Sam, even if they had never met before. He was witty and fun to talk to. So Harry called Loki for advice. Sam's missing? That could be very, very bad for us. Word on the grapevine among the gods is that the 2 brothers are vessels for Mikhail and Lucy, said Loki. Right. I bet we can convince Sirius to cover for us long enough to get a plane out of England for a week. Portks are too easy to trace, and we don't want the Order dragging me back before we find them. Sirius only had to hear the fact that a hunter Harry was friends with had gone missing and that he had been asked for help before he agreed to help them slip out. He had become great friends with the hunters in the bar that Harry used to go to, and they all knew him as one of the only relatives Monkey had that he got along with. Since he also planned to become a hunter, if only to join Harry and keep him safe, they gave him all sorts of tips and the like. To the annoyance of Dumbledore, Sirius was perfectly happy to use the paper the old man had given him early on to let hunters in when they needed a safe house to crash in. It was the only reason he hadn't gone balmy by now. Once he managed to get out, Harry headed to where Loki was waiting. To make sure Harry stayed off the Order's radar long enough to get the job done personally. He was giving the kid a lift. Harry could get home on his own with his card that was connected to his account in the Swiss Alps. Harry never used his magical gold in the real world. He didn't want Dumbledore aware of all of his purchases. Whoa. Dude, who the hell are you? Said Dean in shock. You called me, remember? Name's Monkey Magic. I was kinda expecting some of that mojo Sammy said you had, said Dean, trying to get his heart rate down. I happen to like Sam. He's funny. Anyway, there are very few things that can make a hunter disappear for days when there are others actively searching, and I want to make sure Sam gets back alive if you don't mind, said Harry with a glare. How did you get here like that? Asked Dean, tempted to reach for his gun. Angel Express. Before you ask, angels do in fact exist, but you haven't attracted their attention quite yet, said Harry flatly. Then how do you plan to get back home? I have a card that'll buy me a ticket back to England. Do you have any idea how much I've earned selling accurate quality info to hunters, especially with the book I made? Said Harry rhetorically. Dean looked mildly impressed. So what's your real name? Harry, but I could care less if you call me Monkey. Anyway, where was the last time you saw Sam? As Dean and Harry hammered out details for finding Sam, said Hunter was still very much unaware of what was going on. Sammy, said Dean. Sam looked like he had gotten in a fight with a bear, as there was blood all over him. Hold on Dean. Hand him this first, said Harry quietly. Dean took the paper from the kid and handed it to Sam. Sam cried out in shock and pain as the portable devil trap activated automatically. What the hell was that? Said Dean. Portable Devil's Trap. Activates on contact with anyone possessed. How the hell do you make those? Asked Dean. Magic. And I mean that literally. Little Harry Potter. Didn't expect you to show up, sneered the demon. So you know who I am. Big freaking deal. Harry used a minor cutting charm to check Sam's arms. The on his right was a strange marking. Oh, you're a clever one, aren't you? Placing that there ensures that the usual method of dealing with you is out, and I know they don't have the cult anymore. Not like Dean here would dare use it on his brother. We know of you, Potter. You've attracted a lot of attention above and below with your research, said the demon. Whoop de freaking do. Like I care. Since you're in a talkative mood, who are you? The demon-possessed Sam sneered at Dean. He should know. The two idiots were the ones to send me back last time. Son of a bitch. It's that floozy demon twist that Sam fell for that turned out to be Azazel's bitchy daughter? Said Dean. So you know who this is? Goody, that means I have some fun ideas to use on her. Said Harry with false cheer. You can't hurt me, little wizard. Not without setting off Dean, said the snide demon. Yeah, here's the thing. Dean here has agreed not to shoot me since I proved I'm not in league with you idiots and happen to be wearing angel glyphs. He's also agreed to let me help him find his brother and save his sorry ass if he needs it. Harry reached into his ever-present bag and brought out a book. The demon seemed to pause in its sneering when it saw it. Where in the name of Lucifer did you find a copy of that? They were all destroyed. What's got it so worked up? Asked Dean. What I have here, Dean, is a copy of an extremely rare book particularly designed to exorcise demons. Permanently. It took forever to translate the damn thing, and when I realized what it was I have been trying to find someone who would be willing to recreate it faithfully so that I can sell it to other hunters who specialize in demons. The only issue is that it's been hard to get permission from Rome to recreate it, and they keep bugging me to hand it over, said Harry, somewhat annoyed. Where did you find it though? Ironically enough, the Black Family Library. My godfather Grimm thought it was really funny when he heard what the book was for, considering most of his family would easily end up on your particular radar should you ever go to England. My guess is that they had it to get rid of unwanted guests. As Harry started to chant in Latin, with perfect accuracy to Dean's amazement and the demon's horror, the glyph that the demon burned into Sam's arm started to burn like hell. It burst into flames, causing a minor burn mark on his skin, before pitch black smoke came out of his mouth. Sam collapsed and Dean immediately dragged him out of the circle without worrying about the thing smudging. There was an inhuman shriek of pain as it started to burn up. Finally it was gone, and it took the devil's trap with it. The paper it had been on was pitch black and reeked of sulfur. Dean? What? Where am I? Said Sam. You were hijacked by a demon, one who wasn't too happy with either of you, said Harry, putting the book back into his bag. Who are you? Nice to finally meet you face to face, Psychic_Sammy. Monkey magic as a kid? Said Sam incredulous. Your brother called me for help, and since I happen to like what I heard of you two enough to actually care if you lived, I came here personally. Sorry to hear about your dad, by the way. He was one of my best customers. And get this, Sammy. He came here on an angel, said Dean. It had taken some convincing, but Dean finally believed in angels. If only because Harry had shown him an angel glyph instead of a demon one and Bobby confirmed it for him. Actually, I just asked for a lift here. I have to get back on my own, said Harry pleasantly. I thought you lived in England? Asked Sam, sitting up. I do. Which reminds me, we better take care of that burn of yours before it gets infected by demon taint. Harry reached into his bag and brought out a jar of some strange cream. Dean had rinsed it off, but it still hurt like hell. Harry took out a small amount of the cream and spread it on the burn. To the brothers' shock, it started to heal on contact. general healing salve with aloe. But what makes this unique is that it keeps dark magic or demon taint from taking hold once applied. What else is in it? Freshly ground unicorn horn and phoenix tears, mixed with aloe and lunar flowers then simmered under the full moon. What you get is a salve that actively counters injuries caused by anything tainted with evil, said Harry. Unicorns don't exist, said Dean. They do, but contrary to popular belief they do not ride on silver moonbeams or shoot rainbows out their ass. They do, however, tend to come closer to virgins and those pure of heart than most others, said Harry. I thought it was a crime to cut off a unicorn horn, muttered Sam as the salve worked its magic. Actually we just picked it off the ground. It's a crime to drink their blood, but not pick up their horn or use their tail hair. As for phoenixes, they are rather picky about who they bond to. Though I cheated and stole some feathers off one I know. Man was he pissed off, chuckled Harry. Fawkes still wouldn't stay in the same room as Harry unless someone was there to keep him from stealing more feathers. Considering it was his tail feather in his wand, Harry felt it was fair trade-off. Dean ... It's not hurting anymore, said Sam in shock. Naturally. Phoenix tears have healing powers after all. I think he only contributed his tears to keep me from stealing any more feathers off him, said Harry. I'm more surprised Dean hasn't tried to shoot you yet like he did the vampires. Bobby vouched for me when he knew what was going on. I sent him some books a while back and he sent me copies in return. Once he heard who Dean was trying to verify he was willing to help out. Now, while you and Dean recover from the shock, I'll be tracking down where you've been for the past few days, said Harry. Harry came back an hour later with food. Well? Asked Dean. It's official. Sam's a Bon Jovi fan. What? Checked in 2 days ago under the name Richard Sambora. No one's heard or seen anything out of the ordinary since you've been here. Oh, and I've heard that a hunter 50 miles away has been quiet for the past few days. I agreed to check it out for his friends when they heard I was in the area, said Harry. Why would they trust you to do it? Asked Dean. I'm monkey magic. Very few hunters know I live in England and everyone knows I give accurate information or your money back to your last of kin. Most hunters trust me because they know that even if I did dislike them, I still give them information they can trust. If you lied then your reputation would be on the line, said Sam, clarifying it for Dean. Yeah. If I'm right, then chances are that demon attacked a hunter through you, and he hasn't had time to contact anyone. Or he's dead, said Sam morbidly. Nice optimistic attitude. No, I think he was more likely wounded too badly to contact anyone about the attack, which gives me and Dean time to clear the air and possibly get you two a pair of shiny new tattoos to keep this from happening again, said Harry. How do you know he might be alive? I tracked his IP address. The computer is still on and according to the virus I used it's still active. If he were dead, then he wouldn't have time to search for demons online or contact me 5 minutes ago for information, said Harry dryly. The hunter had been pissed off when he got a hold of Harry for information to kill demons with. Harry was going to deliver some devil traps for him and sigils that he could layer his house with to prevent a repeat of what happened with Sam. It took Harry a few days to find out where Sam had been or what he had done. He had delivered free portable devil traps to the hunter that had been badly injured, also paying his hospital bill, and layered so many demon traps around the house that it would take someone of Azazel's rank to even get past them. If it had been a safe house before, now it was fortress. Bobby came soon after. Nice to finally meet the monkey, said Bobby. Same here. How have those books been working out? Helped me increase the protection on my house. Can't believe you found them in your school of all things, he answered. Well, I've contacted and helped the hunter who was attacked by Sam when he was possessed. He's agreed to keep quiet about who was in his house since I upgraded his protection and gave him some portable demon traps. I can have some sent your way in a week, 'cause it takes time to make them, said Harry. Thanks for helping the idiots and saving Sam. I like Sam. He's an amusing guy. Besides, this beats being cooped up in that damn house all Christmas break, said Harry with a shrug. Once things were settled, Harry called Sirius through his new phone. It was an older model, but it worked for Sirius, who wasn't used to technology. Hey Pop, how did it go? Demon possessed the younger Winchester. We got it sorted out easily enough, but at least now they know that some witches aren't entirely evil, said Harry. Yeah. Just to warn you, Hermione and Molly are on the warpath since you left. I would avoid the house until Christmas if I were you, said Sirius nervously. Well, Loki did mention Disneyland, mused Harry. Enjoy your break, Pop, and be sure to send me some good photos later. I'll hold down the fort until you get back, said Sirius, hanging up abruptly when he heard the door open. Harry caught the voice of Hermione before it ended though. Ouch. Glad I'm not in his shoes, muttered Harry. Loki appeared a few hours after the Winchesters went on to their next hunt. So where to first hunt? Disney World, or maybe Universal Studios? I got a request from Sirius to send him some good pictures. I can get him some magazines. He's definitely earned them for that one, said Loki with a grin.